Hi, my name is Alexei, and I'll be guiding you through this blinking LED tutorial. For this exercise, you're going to need a feather MO board, a breadboard, an LED, some jumper cables, and a resistor. I used a 1 kilo ohm resistor in this exercise. Before we begin, it's important to know how the layout of a breadboard works. The top and bottom rows are called power rails. The blue indicates the negative power rail, while the red indicates a positive power rail. These rails are connected horizontally. In the middle, we have the terminal strips, which are the black columns. These are where you place the main components of your circuit, and the terminal strips are connected vertically. The first step is to connect your MO board onto your computer using a USB cable. You can either connect your MO board directly onto your circuit board, like in the second photo, or you can have it connected off the breadboard, which is what I did within this walkthrough. The second step is to locate the ground pin on your Feather MO board, which is denoted as G and D. Connect one end of your jumper cable to the G and D pin of the Feather board and connect the other end to the negative power rail of your breadboard. Then grab a second jumper cable and connect it to the negative power rail and insert it to the terminal strip that you're going to connect your LED as shown in the second photo. Next, you want to connect your output pin onto your breadboard. Connect your jumper cable to whichever number pin. In this tutorial, I used pin 13 and connect it to the positive power rail of the circuit board. Now we connect our LED. The small leg of the LED is the negative side, while the longer leg is the positive side. As you can see in the first photo, connect the negative leg in the column that you connected your ground to, as shown in the photo. If you have issues with your breadboard, it may have been that you connected the wrong leg onto the ground. Finally, now take your resistor and connect one end of it to the positive power rail and connect the other end to the positive leg of the LED. If you've done this correctly, your LED should turn on. If your LED hasn't turned on at this point, that means you've connected your circuit incorrectly. Now, onto Arduino. In Arduino, we have a setup and a loop function. The setup function is pretty much the setup code for the rest of the program. In how I programmed my LED is I had a global integer variable to indicate the digital pin which the LED is connected to. Then within the setup function, I just used the pin mode function to set my digital pin, which was 13, as an output. Then in the loop function, which is the main part of your code, there are actually a variety of ways to make your LED blink. You can find a bunch of ways online, or you can figure it out yourself. How I made my LED blink was using a for loop, and I used the analog write function, which sets a specific value to light your LED at a specific brightness. As you can see in this program, the loop increments the fade variable until it reaches its max number, which would be the maximum brightness, and the delay function here delays the program in milliseconds. To run your code, click on the check mark on the top left side of your screen to compile your code. If you have errors, you'll be notified in the output terminal. To run your program, click on the arrow, and if your code runs properly, your output terminal should look like the bottom photo. And finally, once you've ran your program, it should look something like this. How I programmed it, it just faded in and out. Yours might be blinking. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There are more tutorials that you can find online and you can play around with. I know I had some fun messing around with more LEDs and making more configurations.